recording?
Yes, sir.
Good to go? Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. If I could ask all of you to please stand for the invocation.
Oh Lord, help us to keep our citizens and our first responders out of harm's way this year. And bless our council that we make the right decisions over the year. I ask you all in this name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Is that man in the room?
Sir?
The man that was going to come up here? The angry man.
No.
Oh, we don't have an angry person today? No.
Chief, before we get started, I'm glad you're here. The potential of an angry person could happen tonight. I don't know, we thought he might already be here, but he called up and threatened some of the employees, so if he should show up, give him his due diligence and then do what you have to do.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. Would you call the roll, please, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Barrow?
Here.
Ms. Bodiford? Here. Mr. Chappell?
Here.
Mr. Haney? Mayor Kelly?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. At this time, is there anybody in the audience that would like to come to the podium and talk about anything that's not on the agenda today? Okay. All right, sounds good. There's no regular agenda to be read into the record because we're having a couple of employees short over the holidays. We're unable to get the load knocked out as fast as we wanted to, but it will be on the agenda for the next meeting, which, by the way, I will be out of state when that happens. So Ms. Barrow will be leading the city's council that night. Item 1 is application for a lot split, and I apologize, I can't pronounce your last name. How are you?
Good, good.
You
How are
came
you
to
doing?
see us 2 weeks ago.
That's right, correct.
Okay. Did you get a chance to go through all the necessary documentation
Yes, we
that
did.
you needed?
Yes.
Do you now have all that documentation?
Actually, it should be copies. You
Yeah,
have the copy. Yeah.
that's okay.
Yes.
She told me you did. I wanted to hear from you. So you're ready now to move forward with your project?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. Council, you should be aware that in your package 2 weeks ago, it was shown to you in a smaller version today what he's trying to do with his land. There was it was approved by the Planning Council contingent upon 4 or 5 things that needed to be taken care of. That should have been done before it came before you 2 weeks ago, but since then, it's been resolved and taken care of. And he's here, and he's asking for a lot split at 121 Blackshear Drive.
I make a motion that we allow them to split the lot.
We have a motion to split and a second. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Barrow?
Yes.
Ms. Bodiford? Yes. Mr. Chappell?
Yes.
Mr. Haney? Mayor Kelly?
Absolutely. Have a good evening,
All right.
sir, and thanks
Thank you
for
very
coming
much.
back. Amazing how when you get all that paperwork right, it just flies right on through. Take care. The second item for tonight is 4507 Sunset Drive and Shoreline Construction Permit. Are those folks here? Would you come to the podium, please? How are you?
Good, good.
Excellent. I've seen your plans.
Thank you.
Council, have you had a chance to look at what he's asking for? It has been approved by the state, and he just needs our blessing so he can build his seawall.
I just want a clarification on what your name is.
It's Jose Morales. I own Summit Marine Development.
I think you mean the name on the application?
Yes.
Because it's Timothy Michael.
And Timothy Thompson, there's 2 different names.
There's 5 of us that own the property.
just trying to get, cause on this one, it says Timothy Michael. They got Michael on, just Michael here, but over here it's got Timothy Thompson, so I'm just trying to get a clear.
He is one of the owners, Timothy Thompson.
Okay. So
And who is he, ma'am? Who's the owner?
There's
One
five
of the
us
owners.
that own
Oh, it's a family. Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, you got Timothy Thompson and Timothy Michael. Is that one
Timothy
of
Michael Thompson.
Okay.
Okay,
I got confused also at the beginning.
I understand.
Yes.
I've known the
I'm
family for
sorry for
years. Let's get this,
confusing on that.
I'll make a motion.
Good job. We have a motion on the floor,
I'll
ladies and
second.
gentlemen.
I'll second.
We have a second. We call the roll, please.
Ms. Barrow,
Yes.
Ms. Botiford,
Yes.
Mr. Chapel,
Yes,
Mr. Haney,
Yes.
Mayor Kelly.
Absolutely, yes. Build a nice one.
All right,
I guess
thank you,
there is
guys.
such a thing as a nice seawall. All right, sounds good. Mr. Chapel, do you have anything for the council?
yes, I got a couple things. First off, the pig roast this year won't be until March, and we're not gonna do a pig, we're gonna do spare ribs, barbecue spare ribs. I don't have a firm date yet, but it will come out on your water bill for when we're gonna have it. But right now, it looks like sometime in March. And it'll be a covered dish type of fare where we'll supply the meat and the baked potato and whatever anybody else wants to bring. It's open to the Parker citizens. I'd like to try to get some kind of a head count, cause
This is gonna be like last year, basically, right?
We had 77 people show up
It was very good. It was
Last year.
really good.
for the pig roast, so, but anyway, it'll be sometime in March. The other thing is the community yard sale will start in the second week of February, and it will go until November. So, if you got anything that you wanna get rid of or so, bring them down to the pavilion. We start at 8 o'clock and we go until, we've been closing up around noon, but whatever it takes, so,
Do you take husbands?
pardon?
She wants to sell her husband.
So anyway, that's the two things I had.
Okay.
Is it that you have to come down there and do it, or can you donate stuff to be done to?
Yeah, you can donate, everything that I sell, goes to buying trees and stuff like that for the park.
Okay.
But, of course, the other stuff, and there's no charge for, using the pavilion either, so it's, anything you make, you can keep. It's just that when I sell stuff, I just donate to the buying trees.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if, I mean, I don't wanna go down there and do it, but I don't have a problem donating stuff.
Yeah, I sell stuff cheap. So.
It won't matter what you get for it.
Brother Haney, you're up. You good? Ms. Barrow?
I have nothing.
Nothing? Wow. Ms. Botiford?
I got nothing.
Nothing. Mr. Sloan?
No, sir.
I personally don't have nothing, but Chief Higgins has got some comments he'd like to make for the city council. And he hasn't read these to me. I asked him not to because I wanted to get it from his heart. And so he's going to speak in my spot tonight.
I've got a series of deals that I'm gonna read. Might take a little bit, so just bear with me.
We got down our loose end.
Alright. So good evening, council and citizens of Parker. For those that don't know, my name is Eric Higgins. I'm the fire chief for the Parker Volunteer Fire Department. I'm also the City of Parker's fire chief. I want to let know that the statements made here tonight are a representation of the volunteer fire chief and not those of the city. So for those unaware, I have many hats that are within the city. It's been brought to my attention that there's been some defamation and wrong sayings about the Parker Volunteer Fire Department and its volunteers. At the last council meeting, it was stated that a citizen was trespassed from the fire station. That statement is in fact true. She was in fact trespassed from the fire station. However, the individual in question came to the fire station more than one time. She stated last meeting that she only came once. The individual parked both times in front of the bay doors blocking the engine bays and disregarding the no parking signs and do not park in between signs, putting every citizen at risk. No apparatus bay in the United States is open to the public to wander around, nor are you ever allowed to park in front of the apparatus bays, blocking them from being able to respond to emergencies. She refused to move her vehicle until she was finished filming the truck that she claimed and argued with the firefighter that would not fit in the fire station. After she was done taking pictures and asking questions with complete disregard when told to move her vehicle, only then did she move her vehicle and leave. We had an open house to the public to view the truck and the station, and she did not attend. This was a reason for the open house, to invite citizens in to view, take all the pictures, and ask all the questions they wanted about the fire truck. She took it upon herself and her own ill intentions to come to the fire station on her own time. There have also been numerous and false accusations made over the last 5 months by this individual on social media, along with her friends, to try to discredit the fire department and make the volunteers look untrained and incapable of performing their volunteer duties. This is so very far from the truth, and I will outline and address that here tonight. I will no longer allow for my men and women that volunteer their lives to be defamed any longer. On August 27th of 2025, it is stated that the hotel in question, you have to bear with me because this is all quotations and then the answer to the quotations. The topic is obviously the ladder truck that the city purchased. The hotel in question is Planned Marriott Suites, a 4-story structure slated for construction on Tyndall Parkway. While the building's height exceeds and reaches extending ground-based equipment, the project includes internal fire protection system designed to mitigate that challenge. The Parker citizen is also wondering if mutual aid agreements with neighboring cities or obtaining grants were considered as alternatives to purchasing the ladder truck. My answer to that is that regardless of the fire protection systems in a building, the fire department is still required to have proper equipment to put the fire out, as the systems in buildings fail. If buildings could magically put out fire, no fire department would exist. Building fire protection systems do not save occupants who are trapped on high-rise floors. The ISO criteria for a ladder company is the response area with 5 buildings that are 3 stories or 35 feet more in height, or response with the 5 buildings that have a needed fire flow greater than 3,500 gallons per minute, or any combination of these criteria. There are at least 21 buildings in Parker that meet that requirement, and mutual aid does not guarantee that a truck is going to be available for Parker to use. 8 takeaways from the Parker budget audio tape. Many public safety and infrastructure vehicles like fire trucks, police cars, and utility trucks qualify for grant funding through programs like FEMA Assistant Firefighter Grants, USDA Rural Development Grants, or even Fire Department transportation initiatives. Grants could offset costs, reduce the burden on taxpayers, and free up local funds and other priorities. Despite being labeled a workshop, there was no meaningful opportunity for residents to hear from department heads about their requests or priorities. In most organizations, this kind of discussion happens before it's summarized and finalized, not after. The absence of public engagement means residents had no access to understand that what's needed and why, and no chance to weigh in. That's not transparency. This was on August 29th that they posted this. No one attended any of the budget workshops. They based their decision on a recording that they obtained on a FOIA request. You are not able to speak if you don't attend the meetings. The AFG grant was not funded in 2025, and no grant money from USDA was available for the fire truck. That was checked before we decided to purchase a ladder truck. Let's see here. On September 4th of 2025, they posted a $1.5 million ladder truck to nowhere. The Marriott's built-in fire safety again, and mutual aid is already in place, stating that the city of Parker already had a mutual aid agreement with the city of Panama City. ISO does not base their ratings off mutual aid. It is determined off what the protecting fire department, equipment, training, and response, the water supply, and the dispatch center. Was staffing or training schedule for operating the ladder truck considered by council members? The Parker citizen could not find any accounting for these additional expenses. It is not the responsibility of the council to coordinate training schedules. It is my responsibility to coordinate training schedules. The Parker citizen made a public records request, and the city of Parker responded that it does not have an ISO evaluation or rating on file. So any claims about Parker's ISO classification are speculative until the city provides documentation. That's why we continue to seek verified information through public records requests and use Google searches and yes, even tools like ChatGPT to understand how major purchases like a $1.5 million ladder truck would impact fire services and the city's ISO rating. Given that Parker's mayor served as fire chief for 20 years, it would be reasonable and responsible for him to present a detailed public explanation of the need, cost, and operational impact of buying a ladder truck. That kind of investment shouldn't be just slipped into a budget spreadsheet without community input or justification. The ISO rating for the Parker Fire Department is not a city document, nor do you receive it through a public records request from the city. It is an insurance document that is given to the fire department for their progress to help progression of cheaper insurance rates for the city. The department has an ISO rating of 4. You can ask your insurance company or you can ask me and I will give it to you, the rating. Or you can contact the ISO itself for the rating. And a detailed report was provided to the mayor for the need of the ladder truck. September 4th, mutual aid agreements aren't heavily weighted. So we've just kind of justified that in their own saying. But ISO does access how quickly backup resources can arrive. So yes, response time and readiness matter. And from our internet research shows that water pressure and fire hydrants are important factors too. Citizens asking questions about infrastructure, fire safety, and budget priorities aren't risking lives. The ISO does not assess how quickly backup arrives. The fire department does not use backup. We use mutual aid, and mutual aid does not account for points towards ISO. The city plans to replace its aging 23-year-old fire engine with a new $1.5 million ladder truck capable of reaching 85 feet, which the mayor contends is its necessity given the multi-story buildings like the to-be-built Marriott Hotel and future Parkway developments. Mayor Kelly stated the current ladder truck maxes out at 35 feet, leaving at least 5 existing structures underserved. My answer to that is the city did not have a current ladder truck, nor did the mayor ever state that we did have one. It's very difficult to believe, but it may be possible. Did anyone see the ladder truck fit in a station with the doors closed? An 85-foot ladder truck has a pretty high profile or a long profile depending on how it is built. A longer truck would have less sections. A shorter truck would have more sections to get to the 85 feet of the ladder on it. The ladder truck fits in the station, and it fit before we decided on which truck to purchase. I had the fire truck come up here, put it in the bay, and shut the doors. The Parker citizen never came and asked me any questions directly for the simple reason of wanting to talk badly about the fire department and the city. Okay, let's say the ladder truck actually fits in the building. Other factors are equally, but more important. The Parker Fire Department is not ready, able, or state certified to staff the ladder truck at this time. The paid firefighters are state certified firefighters, and they have aerial certifications. The volunteers are required to get their firefighter 1 before the end of their first year on the department. I do not understand why the need to spend money when Callaway has one with the same capabilities that can be used whenever it is needed to assist Parker. We only have one building in the city of Parker that would require the fire truck in the event of the emergency. That truck would have been purchased at a later time. Callaway does not have a ladder truck. Parker has over 4,000 residents or so that live here, so we have way more than one building that requires a fire truck. If people are referring to the ladder truck in that statement, there are over 21 buildings that require the truck. If built to code, it would have its own fire suppression system and no need for a ladder truck. If the one multi-story building has been built up to current code with fire suppression systems, a ladder truck shouldn't be needed. Fire suppression systems do not always work, and ISO does not take into accountability of fire suppression systems. They take accountability of the height of the building and the residents. Buildings catch fire every day with fire suppression systems, and there are over 21 buildings again that require a ladder truck in the city. That's over 4 times the ISO requirement. There's a post on here from ChatGPT saying the physical minimum for a crew on a ladder truck that they posted themselves. Mind you, it goes from 1 all the way to 6 being the maximum, obviously the ideal amount for a ladder truck being 6 people, physical minimum 1. It says aerial ladder trucks require more personnel than engines. Aerial ladder trucks typically need 4 to 6 firefighters per shift to operate safely. A qualified truck operator certified in aerial operations. Additional personnel for ventilation, search and rescue. Certification and training requirements are not met yet. Minimum staffing laws may limit deployment. The city may only plan to use it for structure fires, not daily calls. Your post even states that 1 firefighter to set up the ladder truck. Best case scenario is 6 firefighters, and you're mixing internet information with different terminology because technically our truck is a quint and 1 man can set it up and spray water with it. 1 person is not ideal, however it can be done. 1 firefighter is at the station to drive the truck to the scene, and then the volunteers show up. Find a fire department besides the city of New York that staffs every day 6 firefighters on a ladder truck. Are on shift, have certifications to operate and man the ladder truck. There is no minimum staffing requirements for the fire department. It is mandated, department specific manning is mandated by the department. Let's see, next item. On November 26th, the council voted to approve a budget with $1.5 million ladder truck buried inside it. There was no prior discussion, no public debate, just rubber stamped. Under Section 270 of the city charter, any purchase over $150,000 requires both competitive bidding and certified resolution passed by the council. Neither step was taken. And there's another red flag. A fire truck of this type usually takes at least 1 year to order, customize, and produce. Yet this truck appeared in the budget in August and was already parked in the fire department's shed by mid-October. That timeline suggests that the purchase was arranged long before the public ever knew about it. Furthermore, proof the process was neither transparent nor compliant with the city's own ordinances. There were 3 bids taken for the ladder truck. The council voted on the budget twice, and I was hired in June of 2025. The truck was already built and ready to go when we quoted it. The ladder truck was a spec truck, which is very common. No arrangements were made prior to the bids for the ladder truck, and I will not have my character attacked. That is defamation of character. The process of buying the ladder truck was done by law. I think some citizens may not understand the workings of the Parker Volunteer Fire Department because of the multi-story structures that are now in Parker. A ladder truck is extremely useful and needed. Having this truck will help keep the ISO low for insurance purposes. Training has already been completed for the use of the truck, and it only requires a minimum of 2 people to operate. Using a ladder truck to run regular medical calls is not cost effective, but it can be used for emergency responses and purposes. Not seeing a ladder truck running regular calls isn't an uncommon occurrence. Also, I'm sure if any citizens have any questions, they could attend meetings or set up an appointment with the fire chief. This statement is true. We will not be using the ladder truck on medical calls unless our apparatus are on other calls. It is equipped with a medical bag. I think some citizens may not understand the workings of the Parker Volunteer Fire Department. He soon retired. Eric Higgins was appointed without an interview process, simply mentioned as a non-agenda item in a council meeting. The $1.5 million ladder truck really needed? The purchase was slipped into the budget with no prior discussion by the mayor or council. Residents only learned about it because the Parker citizen requested the budget spreadsheet days before the budget hearing. It was never placed on an agenda, never debated in public, and never scrutinized until citizens raised concern when a fire truck was already ordered. The city council never engaged in industrial standard analysis to determine the need to evaluate one. Okay, so I did in fact have a council interview with the city for employment, and just because they were not there does not mean it did never happen. You were at the meeting when I was hired and they told you that I was interviewed. I would advise the Parker citizen to quit using my government name in their posts. You can refer to me as the fire chief unless you are stating true facts. You will no longer spread lies about me to make me look corrupt, or I will take immediate action. Purchase of the fire truck was discussed in the budget workshop, and the owner of the Parker citizen did not attend. No public input was forthcoming during that workshop. Ladder trucks are for buildings 3 stories or 35 feet high or more, and buildings with a fire flow of 3,500 gallons a minute. Mutual aid does not guarantee response to the city. It is a request, once again. At this point, you would be assuming that the city's ISO, the Parker Citizen tried to get a document of the city's ISO rating since that September 4th budget hearing. The mayor justified the ladder truck by referencing ISO, saying the fire chief had documents in his 3-ring binder. When the TPC made public records requests for ISO documents, the city clerk responded, "No records exist." Has the city ever had an ISO audit? The ISO rating is not a city document. It is a department document that was never requested to me to say what the rating is. It is an insurance rating for cheaper insurance. The ISO inspects us every 10 years. Not seeing the ladder truck running regular calls isn't an uncommon occurrence. Again, you seem to be privy to the calls the fire department makes. In 2023, again this year, the Parker Citizen requested incident reports to qualify call volume in these cases. Since the city was going to charge $16,000 for that data, the Parker Citizen made a public request in 2023 again in 2025 to figure out how busy the fire department was and how many fires the Parker had. The state fire marshal emailed us back. The Parker hasn't filed any incident report since January of 2024. I say to that, the city is not required to create new documents, analyze data, or show or answer questions of call. Our call types are emailed to NIFRS. They are not mailed to the state fire marshal's office. The city is not responsible for call volume inside the city. The Parker Volunteer Fire Department is. The Parker Volunteer Fire Department partial combination. The mayor stated the expansion won't cost taxpayers nothing because it is funded by volunteer savings. However, public transportation was compromised. Photographs referenced during the meeting were not included in the public packet, meaning citizens could not review the same information as council members. Even if no taxpayer funds are directly used, the principle of open government requires equal access to materials. Without it, the public cannot make a meaningful evaluation of the proposal. The volunteer fire department is exempt from providing document to the city of the partial combinations. I've been raising this point as well, and I'm still trying to figure out where these multi-story buildings are in Parker. Multi-story buildings in Parker, there are 9 at East Bay Flats. There's the Winn-Dixie. There are the 3 storage facilities, and there is a row of 4 or 5 buildings in Donaldson Point that make up those 21 buildings. I have a list of them if somebody would like to question me on that. The lot combination of the fire department partials was approved on October 21st. Oh, and did I not read somewhere that too the fire department is in need of another lot to house equipment? That's an even more expense. It is not a city building, and the volunteers are paying for the extension. It is to house firefighters and so that they have bedrooms to sleep in. It is not a city building. In closing, the Parker Volunteer Fire Department is here to protect the citizens of Parker in the event of any and every emergency that might come. The volunteers do not get paid to respond. They do it out of the kindness of their hearts. It is heartbreaking that 3 to 5 people get on social media and every word they speak about the department is incorrect. As their chief, who they look to defend them, watch out for their safety, and ensure they are given the tools and knowledge they needed to perform their job safely and effectively. I hope that the responses to these issues creates a clear understanding and stops the false accusations about the fire department. I am responsible for the life safety of every citizen in Parker and every person who enters the city. And I will ensure that they are always #1 priority, including those who make false accusations. I have not spent 27 years in the fire service to have my firefighters or my character defamed on social media. And I ask that all citizens of Parker, if they have any questions about the Parker Fire Department, to contact me to get a clear and straightforward answer before trusting what people post on social media. I strongly suggest that the owner of the Parker Citizen and the Parker Town Hall schedule an appointment with me to collect proper information about the fire department in the future and stop posting lies and false information to try to support their personal narrative. These so-called AI universities of Google, Gemini, and ChatGPT that have been referenced in these quotes here tonight are not accredited schools and should not be treated as informative information. AI stands for artificial intelligence, artificial meaning not real intelligence. The fire department for the city of Parker is the Parker Volunteer Fire Department Incorporated. The city employs a fire chief and 3 paid firefighters to assist the volunteers. The city also provides the apparatus. This is a joint effort that has been working harmoniously since 1955. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief
What is the
Higgins,
Parker Citizen?
I wanna thank you for coming in here, doing your job, standing up for yourself, standing up for the firefighters, standing up for the volunteers, and doing what we hired you to do. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You can. Come to the podium, please.
Chuck Tennell, 1201 East Park Street. If you ever want to have any fun, come down the end of East Park Street. We have a lot of fun down there. I can't say how much I appreciate the Parker Volunteer Fire Department. Some of you may know, some of you don't know. We had a fire, I think it was back, was it September? It's been a while. And I never knew a plastic trash can could burn so hot. And the fire department was there quickly. They did a great job. They put the fire out. In fact, they went to, I think, extreme measures to make sure the fire was out, in terms of make sure they didn't get in between the walls, stuff like that. And I remember the chief sitting there holding that funky infrared thing for 20 minutes to make sure that there was no fire there. I can't say enough how much I appreciate what they did for our family, because that little bitty fire, it wasn't a little bit, it was pretty hot, but that little bitty fire could have burned down our house. And they were there. They did a great job. All the volunteers were there, and I can't give enough kudos and thank yous to the Parker Fire Department. And I think I was kidding with the chief down in East Park. I said we have a lot of fun. If it wasn't for the first responders in Parker, I'd be drowned or burned up. So I appreciate everybody. So I give my full support to the fire department and the chief, and I don't think we could ask for anything better for our city. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? If not, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for your time.